Hi everyone, good morning. It's Victoria from Ask the Angels with the weekly angel card reading for Monday the 23rd of July 2018. I hope you're all well. I'm back from a little holiday with my mum and daughter. We went to Wales. Lovely time. So it's nice to be back and choosing the cards for the reading for this week. And interestingly, I was drawn to choosing one card from 3 different decks this week. The first card that came was from the Universe Has Your Back deck by Gabrielle Bernstein, beautiful deck of cards. And the card that came out is When I Think I've Surrendered, I Surrender More. So that's obviously talking about, usually that means we're struggling with something. We're struggling to accept something, or we're struggling to want something to come and it perhaps isn't coming how we think it should, when we think it should, as quickly as we think it should. If we want something to change in a relationship, or we want to change the job, or something's just not sitting right with us, and as much as we try to say, okay, I'll leave it with the universe, and with regards to universal timing and when it's meant to be and all of those things, but sometimes we do that and we keep then jumping back in because of the frustration or fear or control or need to want to kind of intervene with a situation. And it might not be one of those things that I talked about. It might perhaps be a situation that you're in with a friend or with a work colleague, or something like that has just come to mind. It might be a difficult situation that you're in, and you feel like you keep surrendering to it and you keep allowing it to be, but then you keep getting frustrated by it afterwards. And you are being impacted by it, and that's then having a knock-on impact for you with the things that are going on. So it might be a big thing or it might be a small thing, but what this card is saying, when I think I'm surrendering and saying, okay, universe, you help me, I'll allow it to be as it needs to be, you need to do that more, and then we can move from that place of difficulty or struggle with the situation to more acceptance, ultimately then more calm, and then allowing the journey to unfold as it should unfold in the timing that it's meant to be, and accepting that potentially there's a lesson for us to learn through that journey and through that situation that's occurring at the moment. Never any coincidences. And then the second deck of cards that I chose was from the Archangel Michael Oracle deck of cards, and this is saying, pay attention to your dreams. You may have been dreaming more. You may have perhaps had reoccurring dreams, or you might wake up and think, oh, I know I experienced something, but I can't really remember what it was that happened. So what this card is suggesting is that the things potentially that you're struggling with, where you need to release it, surrender it more, Archangel Michael is supporting you with. And that could be as suggested through something we need to learn, so perhaps he's helping to teach us something, or something we need to that we're scared of, or that we're worried about, or perhaps it's getting ready for our next journey, or it's maybe helping us with answers for things that we have already put out there and we're waiting for support on and asking for guidance with. So although you may not remember your dreams, what this is saying is pay attention to them. So before you go into sleep, you can say, Archangel Michael, please help me to learn whatever it is I need to learn from the sleep, to still wake up rested, but to take the dream and the learning from whatever it is that I need to experience from the dream this evening, and trust that will go into your subconscious, your unconscious being, for you to be able to then recognize a pattern, or recognize the next steps to take, or have an aha moment somewhere that goes, now that makes sense. And it might be that it's stored way back here and it hasn't necessarily come forward to you necessarily, but trust that it's helping you to learn something, that it's that Archangel Michael is kind of really coming in as your teacher, as your guide, as your healer, to help you with whatever it is that's going on. So paying more attention to dreams. So perhaps even getting a journal if you haven't got, or a pen and piece of paper certainly, and keeping it by the side of your bed. So when you wake up in the morning or just before you go to sleep, if you get some inspiration or something that you feel you need to write down, then you've got something there and you can do it. And then the last card that came is from a deck of cards that, interestingly, I hardly ever use unless I'm drawn to using it. My go-to tarot deck is the Angel Tarot deck by Radleigh, Valentine and Doreen Virtue, but they also worked on this one together, which is the Fairy Tarot cards, which is the kind of cheeky energy of the fairies, if you like. I'm not super familiar with this deck of cards, but the card that came is the King of Winter. And so when it's a court card rather than a number, this can be suggestive of a person, of your own personality traits, or a situation that's going on. And if it's a person, it's somebody who is knowledgeable, it's somebody who is experienced, someone who is not overruled by their heart. They are very fair in their approach to things. They're very level in their approach and in their advice and in their support with regards to things, and so they're unemotional. The Winter deck is the same as the air deck in the Angel Tarot, in that they are not ruled by their heart. They're ruled by their head, they're ruled by their intellect, by their thoughts and by their thinking, as opposed to their emotion and their passion and those types of things. Doesn't make them an unloving person, not at all, but they're able to detach from that side of it and be driven by that. So this could be talking about you're that type of person. It could also be somebody that is a good person for you to gain advice from, somebody for you to ask for support from, and it might be with this surrendering more, and also with the Archangel Michael helping you with answers perhaps for your journey. This person could be somebody that could be a counsel, an advisor, a professional person that might be able to help you perhaps with what are my next steps, what should I be doing. That type of person would sit under a card like this with regards to the type of person they are. It could also mean potentially you might be speaking more publicly, you may be getting more involved in helping others to almost like giving a message, sharing your learning, sharing your advice, sharing the things that you know to people, helping them with regards to that. You might be a teacher, you might be a professor, you might be a lecturer, perhaps, for example. This is what that card could be talking about. But it can also relate to brilliant ideas that you might get with regards to things. So from the deck, from the card deck you had before with regards to the download from Archangel Michael that you might have during your dreams, you may then come up with really inspired, brilliant ideas that help you see how to move forward onto the next thing. It can also be with regards to a relationship of a person, somebody who he's not a detached person with regards to emotion, but he isn't necessarily somebody who's going to make the first move, or that is going to be like driven by passion, for example, to kind of get with you. He's somebody that actually he's really quite amazing, but you will need to kind of spend some time with him, to connect with him, to learn from him, and to be with him with regards to that, like connecting on an intellectual, conversational basis rather than a heart connection that you get straight away. But this card is also talking about wisdom. There's a beautiful owl that's in this card, and also an incredible amount of independence. So if this card is talking about you, it's, don't underestimate your ability to actually be okay on my own, and to have that inspiration of ideas and thoughts and feelings from places that you think, oh, where did that come from? So it's a lovely card with respect of that. So I hope those have helped. That's been the weekly angel card reading. So it's for the 23rd of July, just for the week's reading. I hope it helps those of you that are out there. I hope you're enjoying the summer. People have finished for school now, so I'm sure you'll be busy, those of you with children, or breathing a sigh of relief, those of you that are teachers or have been involved in the teaching, to have a few weeks off and to recoup and relax. So sending lots of love to you all, wishing you an amazing Sunday, beautiful week ahead, and I'll connect with you all soon. Take care, everyone. Lots of